Hello and welcome to another Battlefield 1 video. In this video we're going to take a quick look at the modes that you can expect to see in Battlefield 1. Now starting off we are going to look at the most common mode. It is the flagship mode of Battlefield, and again we are going to see Conquest taking the main stage in the newest addition to the franchise. Again, quoting what is being put on the website, an all-time fan favourite of Battlefield players, Conquest is a large-scale game mode with up to 64 players fighting for the control of key objectives. With large armies on foot or behind the wheel and the addition of fearsome behemoths, Conquest brings together all the elements of the signature Battlefield all-out war. We know what to expect. We saw it in the Twitch livestream. It's Conquest, flags are going to be capped, vehicles both on the ground and in the air, and lots of infantry fighting it out to keep control of the flag. Next up, the second one that they mentioned was Domination. Domination offers a fast-paced infantry-focused combat in close quarter locations. It's a smaller but more focused version of Conquest, and the fighting revolves around strategic objectives. Ready your shotgun and sharpen your hatchet. In the Domination game mode, things tend to get close and personal. We've played Domination in previous Battlefield titles, again capturing control of flags that are slightly easier to cap than the ones in Conquest, and usually a smaller amount of flags as well. In addition to this, it is usually infantry based, however we could maybe expect some smaller vehicles possibly. Not really too sure how they're going to go with it, but again it is something that we all know and we really shouldn't expect anything too different to what we've experienced in previous titles. Now here's an interesting one. The third one that they mention is called Operations. Operations is a completely new way to experience Battlefield multiplayer, giving you the opportunity to fight on an entire front of the Great War. In a sequence of interconnected battles, a team of attackers attempts to conquer ground and push the front line forward as the defenders are trying to push them back. Should the defenders fail to hold their ground on a map, the operation doesn't stop here. They will fall back and regroup on a different map, while the attackers will push the assault. Sectors may fall, but players reinforced by gigantic behemoths can still turn the tide. This really is a reskin of Rush as far as I'm aware, however it is leading to less from the MCOMs and more towards an actual objective in taking possibly a flag, taking possibly a train or a vehicle or a certain area of land, instead of just arming the MCOMs, exploding them and moving up. However, it will probably focus on that linear gameplay, as in you take one spot, you move on to the next one, onto the next one. There's no other way to get to the final and win the actual game. You have to go along that sort of rail of gameplay. It is very interesting to see that players are reinforced at the end of the game. Now this is something that I really think Rush in Battlefield 4 missed. Quite often, let's take Shanghai Rush for an example, you spawn in at the beginning, you get the Amtrak, you get the tank from the attacker's side, and you just go on a complete killing spree with the tank, kill everybody, and if you have lucky enough to have a good tanker, they will keep the tank up for the entire game, go on a 100+ kill streak, and you will win it. No problem at all. Now, let's take for instance a different approach to Shanghai. What happens if you weren't to have the tanks at the beginning? You were maybe to have a couple of little vehicles and something, and then if the tickets got to a certain point where the attackers were struggling, they then got a tank, or then the defenders were struggling, they then got a tank. I think that would be a better way to make the gameplay fairer. Obviously for the killstreak people, myself included, I prefer the tank at the beginning because let's be honest, you can't go on as big a streak if you don't have the tank from the start. However, the gameplay might be more balanced and might be more fun overall. On the Battlefield official website, it does say check back for more, and we can expect to see such game modes as Team Deathmatch, possibly a variation of a capture the flag game mode. We'll probably see some sort of air superiority, especially leaning on some of the starter packs that they're giving away, possibly with a big focus on the Red Baron and some of the fights that happen with him. I'd also expect to see a chain link type game mode. I know it didn't really take off in BF4, but there are definite ways that they can make that game mode work, and it'll be quite interesting to see how that works in a purely infantry based game mode, and with the maps and stuff it did look fairly promising from an infantry point of view. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like on it and let me know what you want to know about BF1 down in the comments. I'll try and answer as much as I can, although I can't say I'm an expert. I'm just looking at all the sources I can find on the internet. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.